Okay, on the bench, I have the valve body and Mechatronic unit out of a 2008 Land Rover Sport HSE, ZF6HP26. All right, so the story goes like this. This came from a wholesale account. I'm helping a guy out because of what happened. So to start from the beginning, the client brings it into his shop. He's got a high volume shop and says the truck has a leak. You know, let me know what it is and what we got to do to fix it. So he raises it up. He sees that the Mechatronic sleeve is leaking. So he calls me up and he says, you know, what's involved in doing the sleeve? Is this something I can do? Should I send it to you? I says, well, you know, I says, we can take care of it, but if you wanted to do it, you know, that's fine too. And I explained to him what's going on. I said, is the pan plastic? And he said it is. I says, well, what people normally do, because it cuts the labor time in half, is they, you know, lower the pan down, and you know what the plastic pan looks like with the filter tube that comes up. I says, well, they cut that off, take the pan out, pull the tube out, pull the filter, you know, the rest of the plastic out, which would be for the filter, and then they go back in with a regular filter and a metal pan. They kind of like change it over. I actually have a kit because I have a guy bringing his Land Rover in here. He wants to do some preventive maintenance of changing the Brit seal and the sealing sleeves and stuff like that. And I says, well, this is what we normally do. And he's okay, no problem. You know, we'll do that too. We get rid of the plastic, put the metal in. So it basically cuts the labor time in half because of the plastic pan with the, you know, big tube on it. I think you got to move a lot of stuff out of the way. So they did all that, no problem. And then once I told them, you know, how to go about fixing the leak with pulling the tab down, pulling the sleeve out, and putting the metal panel back, that went good, you know, according to what he said. And then he calls me up and he says, you know, we got this job done, and the car, the Land Rover, won't come out of park. So I says, well, you got to have some kind of code present. So I don't remember what code, because it's been beyond busy here, and he's busy, and we were just, you know, talking quick. And I said, well, see if the code will clear. He said, all right, call you right back. Okay, no, the code won't clear. It's a hard code. Car's not coming out of park. I said, all right. Something must have happened. So take the wires back out, look in there, and let me know what you see. So he calls me back, and he says there's a pin that's bent over. So there's, you know, your problem. So a little bit of a boo-boo there, putting the wires back in by the mechanic. So I says, well, you really can't, you have no room to work in there. I says, you got to drop things. It's easier just to drop it back out. I told him what bolts to take out. And I said, chances are when you try to straighten that pin, because, you know, the thing was in there and it bent it all the way over, I said, the pin's going to break. And then we'll have to see what we're going to do from there. So he calls me up and he says, yep, you were right, the pin broke. He says, you know, calling around to try to get one. I don't think, and I honestly believe that, I don't think these can be reprogrammed again. And that's what he was told also. Because I don't want him, I don't want him to buy one, a good used one, for $400 or $500, and then know you can't do that. So I said, I wouldn't go that route. So then he calls the dealer, and you know, I guess you got to buy the whole thing, and he explained to him what happened. So they were charging him like $2,500 for the unit, and it would be an additional $200 to program it. So I says, you know what? I says, let me email a guy that I use to send to repair these things. He's in Europe, and I've used them on more than one occasion. I used them a couple of times, and I've had very good luck. It's that company which I've mentioned before, Soft Electronic. So I email him like 8, 9 o'clock at night, and because of the time difference, and then, you know, I got to email him again. I read see if he emailed me back. I check like 4 o'clock in the morning, because as you may or may not know, I'm here. Because when I'm filming and it's dark out, that's about what time it is. So I explained to him in an email what's going on, and he said, no problem, we can fix it. You know, it's a couple $100 to fix it, plus shipping back and forth. So I called the owner of the shop at 7:30 this morning, and I said, what's the matter? You sound tired. He goes, well, knowing I may have to spend $2,800, I didn't sleep last night. I said, don't worry, I got you covered. I says, get me the valve body. It's gonna probably be about $400 to fix this thing. And it is the repair, you know, it's a couple $100, and it's gonna maybe be, I don't know, $75 each way shipping it DHL over to Europe. So he was very relieved at that. So half an hour later, the valve body, the guy drops it off, and here it is. So I wanted to show you the pin that's broken, because so I have Soft Electronics picking this up probably tomorrow, and it's going to go via DHL to them. They're going to repair the pin, and there's another bent pin right underneath it. So I'm going to just tell him to use his best judgment, either replace that or bend it back if you think it'll be okay. And then I'll show you the repair when it's done. Then I'm going to put the Megatronic back onto the valve body, because I'd rather do that instead of them, because it's plastic and we don't want to have any more problems. And then he's going to put the valve body back in the car with the pan, with the filter pan and fluid, that new fluid that he put in. So let me get a little closer. And the first thing I want to do is show you the kit that I have for a Land Rover that's coming in. I'm going to try to hold this up in front of the camera, and I'll point to you the broken pin and the bent pin that we're going to fix, that he's going to fix, that the company's going to fix. And then when I get it back, I'll show you the repair. But I have recommended this company to people, and they've had great success with it. And I've used them, you know, honestly, not many times. Probably, this will probably be maybe like the 4th time. They did a couple of range switches for me. Now they're going to be doing this. And I have other people, through the videos that I've done, send stuff to them, and you know, it's worked out good. Haven't heard anything bad yet. Okay, so let me get a little closer. Let me just show you quick the changeover kit. Then I'll get a close-up of this, and then I got to get this thing boxed up. Okay, all right, so once again, I want to show you the kit, the broken pin, terminal pin on the Megatronic unit, and I'm going to email them. They send the labels. I mean, you really don't have to do anything. I just print out the labels. I print out the customs form, tape the box up, put the box, you know, label it. DHL, they schedule DHL to pick the thing up. It's effortless. That's the word I'm looking for. Very, very easy. They make it very, very simple. All right, so let me get a little closer. We'll take a look at that and close-up shot, and then I will catch up with you guys when the repair is done, probably about a week later. Okay, so here is the filter, and then here is the pan. You get bolts, new bolts. Okay, here is the pan. A couple of magnets, so we'll put the magnets in place in here and here. All right, here is the fill. Got the fill here, the drain here. You know, the fill and check. And of course, they give you a pan gasket too. All right, so this is the changeover kit. And when I do the other one, the guy that wants to do the preventive maintenance, I had Ericsson send me the bridge seal, the Mechatronic sleeve, the 4 sleeves in the back. You know, it's also 6HP26. It's also a Land Rover. Okay, so that's that. Now, let me just reposition and try to get real close up on this so I can show you. I'll kind of leave this thing standing on a bench like that, but give me 1 second. Let me see if I can really zoom in on this. Okay, so I'm hoping you guys can see this. So here is the broken terminal pin right here. It goes right here. You got one here, and the one that was bent over and broke was right here in the middle. And then I think as they were trying to straighten that one out, they bent this one, which you might just be able to move back into place. But I'll have them do it because I want them to make sure it's straight. Maybe they got something they can put in there. And then we got to be very careful, tell them to be very careful putting this thing back together. So here's the broken one, and here is the bent one. All right, so I'm going to get this thing boxed up and ready to go to be picked up. And again, I will catch up with you guys when the repair is done on this, probably in about a week or so. Okay, so I will be back with you then. All right, got the package back from Europe, so the TCM mechatronic unit should be fixed. I didn't even open the box yet, so we're gonna open the box, take a look at it, install it back on the valve body, and then I'm gonna call my wholesale account this morning to come pick it up, and he can go ahead and install it back in the car and get the car back to his client. All right, so let me get up close on the box here. We'll open it up, take a look at the repair, and then on the valve body. Alrighty, let's open it up. Alright, it looks good. We had to, I tell you the truth, I don't remember which one was broken, but it looks nice. I don't know if just the one pin is replaced or if like there's a whole piece here that gets replaced, but it's a nice repair. Very, very nice. Hold on to this box. It's a good box when I have another one to ship out to him. All right, let me get a little closer up on the valve body and we'll go ahead and install the mechatronic unit. Okay, so let's go ahead and install this back on. We're going to catch the manual valve in this one. Nice, perfect. Sure, he will be happy to get this back and get this car back to his customer. This is a 27, the wrong one. There we go. All right, I'm going to torque this down to 85 inch-pounds. right, that's nice and free. And that's it. Again, another shot at the repair. Looks brand new, perfect. These guys are very good. I use them now, this company in Europe, probably good half a dozen times. This was, this is the first time of this repair, but most of the repairs were the range switch in the mechatronic unit. Had that 588 code, or the car would not start when it's hot, but it would start when it's cold. And then when we got the problem, we put the scan tool on it and we saw that it's actually reading reverse when the car's in park. That's why it wouldn't start. So I had great success with everything that I sent them so far. It's been great. I speak to them via email. I email them at night, and then when I come in the morning, I'm here early, the answer is always there. And sometimes we email back and forth. This is 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and then they're getting ready to go home, and then they send me the invoice over email. I pay them through PayPal, and 2 days later I got it back. And that's it for this. I believe again it was I think it was like an '08 Land Rover on this. So I sent it out because as they were plugging the wires back in, they bent a pin and broke a pin. And Soft Electronics came through again. The guy was getting a little nervous, pricing out mechatronic units from the dealer. So I said, let me take a look at it, and I could probably get it taken care of for you. And the whole deal was not bad, a little more than 400 bucks. All right, I thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and we will see you next one.